Alright, it does work. Although there is one weird thing. Alright, if it doesn't work... It doesn't work. Who cares? Who really cares? I'll just delete one section. Oh man. Give me a second. And technology. How difficult. I need the account. Alright. They should be fine. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, now it should work. Anyways, fellas, hopefully y'all had a beautiful previous week, because I haven't been streaming previous week. I've been really busy with some stuff. Hey, hello there, Sony Tornado. Let me add you as moderator. Done. Perfect. Perfect. Nice. Because fellas, I have a lot to yap about, because the previous week was absolutely crazy, and there is a reason why today we're streaming solely on YouTube and not on Twitch. Because some bastards decided that apparently in order to stream on Twitch you need ID verification, and then you also have to send your face selfie of yourself, which is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. Because I can agree with the fact that, oh yeah, they definitely need our tax information. Alright, it's definitely something that they need. But when they say that they need some... when they say that they need my passport, I immediately think, nope, you don't. Nope, you don't, because to be honest, before the entire ordeal, they didn't ask for any kind of passport ID verification, so why for the love of God do they need that again? Now, it has never been a thing. Goodness, I need my stronger glass. Oh my god, moderator. Yeah, now you're moderator. So from now on, I'll be reversing to the traditional streaming as a true VTuber, and from now on, I'm gonna be streaming only on YouTube and TikTok. I tried to stream on TikTok today, but there was some error. I don't know what's the issue, why I wasn't able to start the stream. I streamed today? Yeah, I streamed. Today we're gonna draw. Also, fellas, how do you like my lip sync? I think I improved it somehow. So I found a few settings to change in order to make my lip sync tracking a bit better. So hopefully now it works so much better. Because the last time I've been checking it, it actually works on different vowels. Because, how to explain that? When we do tracking of our mouth shapes, usually in Live 2D we use the web camera. But there's also an option to track it through the voice input using vowels. And since we're using mostly vowels in order to create different sounds, yeah, you get the point. So, why it doesn't change the model position? It should be changing the model position as well. I mean, it should be working. Alright. Alright, feathers. Sometimes settings on OBS are weird. Oh, I need to change the screen. I didn't actually know that you can make the change screen button as a hotkey on a graphic tablet. Hello, hello, hello there. Hello, Lightning. How are you? How's the mood? How's it been? How's the day? So, we have such a beautiful sketch here. Sketch of Lumizap. And I think I have somewhere her reference. It's my model. No, it's wrong one. Give me a second. I have somewhere her reference sheet. Still working, looks nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyways, where do I have... Oh, I have a meme here. I have a meme with her which shows us exactly everything I need. Perfect. I like this plugin. Which one? With the mouth? With this pencil? Anyway, this is all sketch. Oh my goodness, I didn't do much. Sketch, and this will be a line art. The hands and the mouse. Yeah, I love it. Oh, you also see my mouse. Oh, it doesn't track it. Anyways. So where do I start? I think I'll start with this cute little tongue. Oh, I forgot that I printed it from bottom here. Yeah. You know, there's something at the same time frustrating and relaxing about line art. Because line art stage is always like something that you wanna do perfect, but at the same time it's kinda unpredictable because it is line art after all. You draw with your own hand. Why I don't like it? Please, for the love of God. Also, I have to remember how to draw while looking at the screen, because if I will be streaming while looking down, you will see that my eyes are always closed, which isn't exactly ideal. Like my big lip, remember? Yeah. Your nails both went yellow. Well, actually, if you will look at my model specifically, give me a second. They're purple. Oh, pinkish purple. You see? I just see nice thick legs. It depends on what you're looking at. Did you love that message? I think yeah. Priorities. I see your priorities. Your Блять. Wait. Wrong screen. Anyways, I see your I have to speak in a godforsaken English. I'm a gentleman, Nynke. I can see, I can tell. The purity itself. It's a B word and C. Oh, man. We all know what блять is. And we all use it time to time. I was checking if you're eating well. Trust me. Including the fact how thick my thighs are. I surely don't starve. Because today for dinner I had chicken. And potato. Beautiful chicken enemy. I'm waiting for S word. You mean suka? You know, whenever someone says about those infamous Slavic curse words, it kind of annoys me that everyone thinks immediately about Russia. Like, Poles also use this word. Ukrainians also use this word. They're not the only ones who use it. Gosh, I think I need better civilization. 100. Oh yeah, much better. My breakfast was 2 coffees and 2 sandwiches of avocado and cheese. Sounds delicious. So hungry, preparing boiling eggs. Oh yeah, even more delicious food. So whenever someone says that those specific curse words belong specifically to Russia, every single time I'm just getting pissed off because those curse words exist also in other languages, like Polish, for example. Alright, see ya. Hopefully you will have a nice breakfast. I just poor today. I'm not thinking much today. Oh my goodness. Please don't remind me about teeth. Don't remind me about teeth. Because at some point in my life I would have to pull out my godforsaken wisdom teeth. And it's scary shit. I don't like it. It's wisdom teeth, right? No. Don't remind me of it. Don't. No. Don't remind me of it. Don't remind me of the fact that I would have to go through this shit as well. Well, there is a chance that I won't have to go through this shit, because for now, as we see, my wisdom teeth grow in the right direction. So hopefully I won't have to suffer. I'd all fall before today. To my 100. Dude, don't. I understand that It's something important, but it's really kind of thrown me into the panic because, well, remembering the fact that I will have to face it one day, and remembering the fact that it would be an excruciating pain, and a lot of blood, it just, ugh. Especially including the fact that I have hemophobia. For those who don't know, hemophobia is a phobia of blood. And it's really strong for me. So, for example, whenever I see blood, I just faint. I don't. It's really rare for me to withstand any sight of blood. And so whenever there's some bloody scenes in any game, I just have to bear it, to be honest. I just have to bear it. So yeah, including the fact that most of the games do include blood in them, well, you can imagine how much I suffer by playing them. And I mean, I could play games without blood in it, but the majority of fun games have blood in it. So I'm kinda stuck suffering, with no choice but to go through this ship. And having phobia of blood is just, I don't know. It's like ending up with the worst phobia ever. Well, okay, it's not the worst phobia because you don't see blood every single day after all. Even despite the fact how depressing the real world is. I know that there is also one phobia, a phobia of going outside. It's an actual real shit. I was absolutely lambasted when I found out that it is a thing. That there are actually people who are scared of going outside. Legitimately, they have a phobia of going outside. And I can't say that I exactly don't understand them at all. Because, well, going outside is a massive mental toll of talking to people and socializing. Brr. Socialization in a society. It sounds boring and scary. So yeah, phobias are really weird sometimes. Because, okay, we can explain the phobia of high places, alright? We can explain phobia of height. We can explain the phobia of, I don't know. For example, a phobia of spiders. Okay, we can explain that. Because some spiders are poisonous. But explain phobias like the phobia of literally going outside, touching grass. I can't say that I'm exactly shaming them. But at the same time, I cannot say that I totally understand. I lost the chain of thought. Also today I was talking to my family, and at some point I realized that I forgot how to say certain words. Yeah. So I came from the exam that I had to write in German, and then I had to communicate in Ukrainian, and I legitimately forgot some words. This is actually bad. I need to practice Ukrainian more. I need to speak in Ukrainian more often. At least in my personal life. Because after the entire day of speaking in a German, I come home and I cannot speak. What about dysmorphobia? Dysmorphobia? What kind of phobia? Right, I have an idea. I'll just unite those layers, and then I'll draw this part, and then I'll mirror it. Because it's the first time I'm hearing about dysmorphobia. Phobia of changes? Or something like that. Because dysmorph... Yeah, it sounds like phobia of changes, no? Dysmorphobia. Phobia of physical appearance. Oop. I haven't heard about that. Maybe because it's so rare. Maybe because people with such a phobia don't exactly like admitting it. Or maybe because it's... Maybe because it's named something else. Because I know that a lot of people who have tons of insecurities don't exactly like showing themselves. Like at all. Not just physically. And probably it's developing alongside other issues. Maybe that's why I haven't heard about that. And it was supposed to be a light stream. We're talking about phobias. Because I really wanted something light after all the exams. Oh. What else do I have to tell? Or maybe glossophobia? Glossophobia? What could it be? I don't know. Yeah, public speaking. Oh yeah, this one I've heard about. I'm actually surprised this one that common. Not that a lot of people do face issues with speaking up, but I don't know. When everyone was facing those issues of speaking up, for example, in the classroom, I was never the one who was shy to speak up. I don't know, I always loved public speaking. Maybe that's the reason I'm a content creator. Once a brave lioness. Ma. I'm sure that speaking the fucking English. There are lots of people who actually enjoy public speaking. I mean, presenting something. I feel that some people connect confidence in public speaking with narcissism for some reason. Like, everyone who loves speaking up is a narcissist because they lack attention. I mean, yes, but no, because narcissists don't exactly like when people disagree with them. As far as I know. And whenever someone says that it's exclusively narcissistic thing, I want to argue because it's not. Because when you speak up publicly, anyone can disagree with you and call you out. Anyone can do that. And now you're the one embarrassing yourself because you spoke out publicly. It's not exactly a thing that narcissists love. I've seen more narcissists who like dealing privately. But it doesn't mean that some VTuber bullshit drama that is going on still on Twitter to this day for some godforsaken reason is a good thing. Or maybe it was just a period like that, because before 2026, whenever I was opening Twitter, I was seeing some kind of VTuber drama and another Google Docu. And it was every day like, ah shit, here we go again. It's also one of the reasons why I think I stopped interacting with the VTuber community so much. Because sometimes it was just too much. What's cat food lioness like? Well, I think technically you can consider fish a cat food. But I love specifically redfish, salmon. It's really delicious, love it. I cannot imagine my life without it. It's absolutely fantastic. Alright, we're gonna adjust. Nice and slow. Down. No. And I have to change the way I sit. Magnifique. So much better. Now this one. I think I'll... What using? What about Viscous or Felix? Did you know that Viscous is actually bad for your cats? Or at least in Eastern Europe? Because it has tons of elements that don't exactly should be in cat food. Why is it jumping on everything around? Right, never mind. One. I don't like the way it looks. Yeah, I think I'll draw... Because I thought that it would work, but it doesn't. I think I need 0.7. Because I don't exactly like doing thick line art. As well, I want to be precise. Shrimp are good too. Yeah. Shrimpies are good too. You know, when you live in Europe, sometimes sometimes you just pull off things just because. So whenever I crave anything delicious, like shrimps or fish sticks, I just pack my stuff, go to France real quick, buy everything I need, and then go back to Germany. I was never so spoiled in my life as here. Yes, right now, question of going to France to buy shrimps. A few hours and you're there. No issues. You know what I wish? I wish YouTube had more features for live streaming like Twitch. Channel points, alerts. It would have been so good. It would have been fantastic. Because let's be fair, YouTube has all chances to compete with Twitch at this point, including the fact that get back into your fucking line, including the fact that they demand right now. Nope. Can you... Give me a second, something is wrong with my pen. Yeah, now it works. Yeah, now it is in the right way. Yeah, now it's so much better. Because let's be fair, with the ID verification shit through third-party program, YouTube has all chances to win streamers back. And I would have loved to stream on YouTube permanently. I've been also thinking about streaming on Kick, but I don't exactly like supporting gambling. The only stopping factor why I'm not streaming on Kick is the fact that they belong to a gambling company. It's legitimately the only reason. Because supporting gambling goes against my principles. And even in gacha games, compared to the majority of players, I think that I'm spending almost nothing on games. That the only time I'm spent gambling is when CS2. You know, gacha games is a bit different from gambling. Because in casino, you don't have a guarantee that you will win at some point. And in CS2, you can earn skins for free without having to pay. It's a bit different. You pay with your time, not with your money. It's a difference that we have to acknowledge. Because in casinos you pay with your own real money. And there is no guarantee that you will win at some point. You don't know whether it would happen or not. In gacha game though, there is a guarantee system. Yes, some people do waste a lot of money on pixels on screen. It is a fact. But some do fall into the gambling on gacha games. It's a fact that I cannot defy for too long. So there's an option to be a free-to-play. Game by Keski, which have very high chance new expenses. As far as I know that on CS2 you have a chance to win some free boxes now. Well, get free boxes for playing the game. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome here. None of your videos before. Hi. So fast. And here I hoped. Here I had hopes. Well, hopefully you will have a great evening then. Or day. Or morning, depending on your time zone. Why am I even trying if this edge will be anyways erased? Was it the same guy who walks into class to say sorry and then leaves? Kinda. It does have the same vibes. You know, like, enter the classroom, say, oh, sorry, and disappear. It happens more commonly at the university than at schools, to be honest. Especially when you're in the first semester. You just kind of walk into a random classroom and hope to find your professor, to meet your classmates. Well, not classmates exactly. Wait, what's the word in English for Kameraden? Oh, not Kameraden. Kommilitonen. I had a lot of this shit at school. Oh, how though? I thought that it's only university thing because we didn't have much of it, unless someone was looking for a journal for a specific class. Or maybe it's because my school back in Ukraine was really small in comparison to some schools that I've been to. Do you like Silent Hill or Resident Evil more? I haven't played either, so I do have Resident Evil in my library. I think I will play it at some point. But as far as I know, from the lore and from the spoiler that I've seen, I think I like Resident Evil more. Because recently I've been watching analysis of Silent Hill, and even despite the fact that I haven't played the game, it has nice narrative, it gives us nice understanding on how characters develop as well. So recently I've been watching a video about the portrayal of abusers in video games and literature. I have planned to stream Silent Hill in a few days. Ooh, I have to come then. I have to come to a stream and see it. It's kind of a heavy topic, but we'll continue with that. And so, as far as I've been reading into Silent Hill, with the spoilers, the main character is kind of representing the abuser because he's searching for the way to explain why he murdered his wife. This is what I remember from the story. It's not 100% sure information. And the way he manipulates with the viewer, with the player, the way he's trying to show only his side of the story, the side of the story of an abuser, say that, oh, I changed. A very shitty microphone. Here's. I still think that I do have a shitty microphone because I haven't been setting it up properly the entire time. And I'm not sure that my audio quality isn't the best. Yeah. Even though everyone say that, oh, audio quality is the most important thing, I still think that it's never enough. Because you always got to improve something about the audio. If you really lock in and start researching the topic of good audio quality, you will end up in such a rabbit hole. Because, oh yeah, you have a cool microphone. Did you know that there are 2 types of microphone that you can use? The USB one and the condensator one. Oh yeah, did you know that you need phantom energy in order for your microphone to be better? Did you know that you need this audio card in order to make it even more better? Did you know that you have to isolate your entire room in order to make it sound even better, to eliminate the echo? And this goes and goes and goes on, and you end up with a massive setup and you don't understand what else should you do, because there is always a room for improvement. So at some point I decided, nah man, I'm just gonna deal with what I have, because otherwise I will be stuck at this desperate attempts in order to achieve the best audio quality possible without any progress at all. I'm back, welcome back. Noted, yeah. So I would say just getting a decent mic would be enough for the majority of people. Because otherwise, trying to do with all this bullshit of trying to set up the perfect audio, the ultimate beauty of it, it would just take so many years and so many fun. Wait, so many or much? So much answers? I don't exactly know the rule of many or much. I know that I've been taught it. It's cool at some point. But I never bothered to remember. You know, chat, being an English second language person, well, not exactly second, for me, it means a rather fourth language, but still, it's kind of weird because you think that you understand English perfectly, yeah, that's true, you can understand that. You do notice mistakes, yet you can make such small, stupidest mistake that native speakers can notice and you just, wow. And including the fact that I've never properly studied English, like actually sat down and actually studied all of the present perfect, past simple, present perfect continuous, I don't know what else, simple future, future continued that is rarely used. For something they called English, and they still understand your magic, yeah. Especially pronunciation in English. Sometimes I could have the best accent possible in some words that I see every single day, that I use every single day, that I use daily. But then there's some minor bullshit that I do see every single day, but it has some impossible pronunciation. It just pisses me off. Especially as a perfectionist. A perfectionist? Yeah, perfectionist, I think the word. Because you sit down, you learn it, you try to comprehend the depth and level of the English language. You try to analyze how, for the love of God, it works. And then you see this beautiful word to learn. At some days, I don't butcher it at all. But at some days, it's just a little longer. English is so bad, my other friends often mark my mistakes low, but at least they get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I do notice mistakes in some messages, but I choose to ignore it. Because after trying to get deeply into the English language, because I need it for my degree, and I was absolutely flabbergasted that they went words at the spot just because they sound more fancy and scientific. There is actually a vocabulary of academic English. It sounds so fancy. It has tons of fancy words. It has instructions on how to build them using those fancy Greek particles, those fancy English suffixes. They literally have an instruction on how to gatekeep scientific texts. It's native speakers also make a lot of mistakes, yeah. And so it's fine, don't worry. I mean, yeah. I've seen a lot of native speakers that don't comprehend the difference between you are and your. It's the most common bullshit. I mean, give me a sketch. So you have your, you are, and your. I'm sorry, how for the love of God you can confuse those two? Maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my nerd mind, but how can you confuse the form you are and possessive? Your. how? Every single time I see these mistakes between your and you are, I'm just looking like that. Did you even get a fucking school education? And you know the song Unholy? Mommy don't know that it's getting hot at the body shop, doing something unholy. So yeah, by the way, I thought this mommy don't is actually incorrect because you have to say doesn't. I can forgive in a song because okay, you need it for a rhyme. Alright. Chinese people also butcher their pronunciation in order to fit the rhyme. Okay, I can understand it. But when I see some examples of, for example, I've seen one example in a card, you is grandma now. Where the fuck did this is come from? I am, you are. Why for the love of God, I learn all this bullshit? Why for the love of God, I'm trying my best in order to sound, I don't know, proficient, educated, when at the end of the day, I will see in a card that is given as a gift, you is grandma. Can you say frog squad motto in English with your way of doing things, like bayonet as well? I'll think about it. Maybe the concept for something is used. There's does not. Well, does not is obviously a full form. They give you cancer in the eyes when you talk to. Nah. I can forgive non-native speakers when they make mistakes. Because learning all of this bullshit is difficult. I still make mistakes to this day. I'm more than sure that I do make mistakes. Because I've been noticing them a few days later. So I can forgive non-native speakers, but when I see a native speaker making such an obvious mistake in a text, I just want to scream, it's your mother tongue! The same goes whenever I see a Ukrainian writing in Ukrainian with so many mistakes. It makes me so angry. English is my second language. I only studied English for like 4 years. Then it was self-study from games and chess. I mean, yeah, for me it was exactly the same. It all started out with some chess, with some games, and eventually I started reading articles in English because I didn't have enough content in Ukrainian in order to fulfill my desires of knowledge. And so, yeah, I get what you say. When someone speaks Spanish wrong, gives me a headache. That's what I'm talking about. One thing if it's a foreigner who's actually putting in an effort in order to learn your language. I can totally understand that it's difficult to learn a foreign language, even though I do speak quite a lot of them. There are moments when I can understand grammar mistakes. And I don't criticize people for their accent. I don't self-studied English from games. Yeah, I get it. I also self-studied English from games, from videos, from articles. But mostly, actually, what helped me were articles. Articles actually help me a lot. Because in articles they usually use so-called advanced English. Even though they try to make it sound more or less understandable for common folk, there's still some scientific terms. You speak better Spanish than most of Mexican, it's no joke. If you saw how wrong they write, it makes you more native than them. I thought that I speak horribly in Spanish because my pronunciation is off, I know that. And I know that I still mess up with times in Spanish. Especially when it comes to use of imperfecto and indefinido. O en subjuntivo, puta madre. But oh well, I didn't know that situation in Mexico is that bad. I didn't think it was that bad. Just don't see the chat while I talk to them. You can see how many words we use. Yeah. I'll check out stream to analyze the mistakes. Because the only mistake I've commonly seen in Spain is the fact that they use pretérito perfecto literally for everything. It happened, God knows when, I don't exactly remember. Who cares? I'll just use the pretérito perfecto instead of actually trying to build sentences in indefinido, because it takes too much thinking capacity. Because mostly I've seen mistakes with times in Spanish. Well, at least in Spain. Don't know how the situation is going in Mexico. Teach me Ukrainian, I will teach you my Mexican way. Spain will envy you. Now, unfortunately, I have to learn the Spanish because my professor is from Spain without S. My English improved when I started my first Persona 5 walkthrough. Oh yeah, because you have to read it in English. Also, one thing that I enjoy is watching how my friends actually start to learn English through video games, etc. Because before that, a friend of mine was playing only with Ukrainian translation or in other languages that she knew. But recently she started playing Wuthering Waves and she decided that, no, strictly in English. And from now on, she actually plays in English and actually reads all the statistics of characters, the entire lore. And actually, she started getting quite a nice vocabulary. Yeah, she still has to work on grammar, but it's still a progress. A nice progress. It's okay. It looks like this. And there's 4. But I will gladly teach you Ukrainian if you want to. Because let's be honest, Ukrainian is a beautiful language. Because in what language can you tell someone, go to hell? We are wishing them to get fucked by a horse. It's an actual phrase that exists in Ukrainian. So, it sounds like «А щоб тебе коняки грали». So, for the context, грати means to play. But it also can mean to fuck. It's about type words in... Wait. Honestly, there's a game you should play. I played the game a lot, Final Sentence. It's about type words in Spanish, English, or depend on the language. And you have to do it correct, if not you die. Sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. I'll probably flop. Because I was never good at typing. And how much does it cost? Hopefully not too much. Oh, it's free! Nice! And what language is available? German is available. Yeah, this looks interesting. Not gonna lie. This looks interesting. Maybe we'll play it once. What's the game? Well, give me a second. No, wait, I'm ready to close Discord. It's Final Sentence. The game Final Sentence. A game where you have to type. And if you type incorrectly, you die. Oh, I think I've seen videos of it on TikTok. I've seen videos where people play this game and scam each other via saying out loud the letters they type at the moment. I seen it on Instagram. Instagram? Why don't you follow me on Instagram yet, Sony? Did I? Fuck it, I'm not dealing with this bullshit, I'm just gonna... Dude. You have Instagram? Sony Tornado. Guten Morgen, блядь. I literally just posted today. You can play it alone, maybe. It's good to learn a certain language, maybe. Guten Tag. I remember a phrase that we went to in middle school with my classmates. It went like Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, dan po mordzie bude tak. So it translates as Guten Morgen, Guten Tag, I'll hit you in the face and so it be. Something like that. We love this phrase because we were bullying boys with it for some reason. So when they were trying to impress us with their German knowledge, since all the girls had the best grades in German, not them, they're hitting them with this phrase. And you said, oh, nice. You know what sometimes just annoys me? The fact that if you're an artist on the internet, you have to also be an accountant. You also have to be your own social media manager. You also have to push your illustrations everywhere. And it kind of understandable because, well, it's internet. You have to have this knowledge in order to succeed. But sometimes it's just so annoying. Because some people actually study social media management for years at the university in order to actually work with this sphere. And you just pound on socials and you have to know how to do that. Well, fortunately nowadays it's not exactly difficult because social media managers actually share some of their knowledge because of the fact that they think that actually sharing knowledge will bring them more customers, which may be a thing because they overwhelm people with the knowledge. But those who actually wanna have everything for free, they just actually study what they say. I think I follow you on all your socials. I think only TikTok I'm still afraid. It's fine. Mostly because I think it's not good social media so much because of disinformation videos. Disinformation is everywhere. Plus, your feed on TikTok depends on what content do you consume. You can just skip the videos you don't like. So, majority of socials just heavily depend on how you use them. Yes, it's algorithm. It's got sick in AI. Analyzes the people behavior. And with what content do you engage the most? Are you happy that you subscribed on Instagram? Yes. Yes, I am very happy. Very, very happy. Very, very happy. I am very happy. So yeah, socials heavily depend on how you use them. There's a rate of watching videos with good information is worse on TikTok. I don't say it's bad, but from my experience in trying to avoid it, I only used to follow VTubers. Happy lion. Yeah. Happy lion. Happy cat. Okay. Technically, lions are big cats. So I'll forgive you. I'll forgive you for such a blatant naming of me as a cat. Can you make O-E-R? Like that is actually Chinese numbers. Oh, by the way, lately lately. I've been opening my TikTok and I've been seeing all those memes with cats, with the brown cats that existed, like in what, in 2015, and those brown cats get back their traction. Finally, some positive memes. Got an idea, an animation where you put an arm and you buy the key. You want it? Tell us, you want it? Because if you want it, I can make it. Six, 7 meme does mean anything or just random nonsense meme? It was a nonsense meme. It was originated from a rap. From a rap song that happened to become popular for some reason. The original meaning is about gangs and all this gal, but well, it doesn't exactly mean anything. Good era of memes was meme about silly meme cat stories before AI slop. Yeah, I really hate AI slop memes. I miss those 2007 stupid memes that were trying to portray themselves as philosophical. I also miss times of post-tyranny. I really miss times of post-tyranny. Do at least the definition of being searched, not the funny ones, but the information itself. Depends on what kind of meme. Because there are memes that are easy to understand. Their definitions is an element of a culture or system of behavior passed from one individual to another by imitation or other non-genetic means. It depends. It depends whether I understand it from the first time or not. If not, then I look it up. Because people usually cannot describe something as ambiguous as meme. Because, you know, explanation of a meme is like explanation of a joke. When you explain a meme, it becomes unfunny. Because then you look at the meme as a subject of a discussion, of trying to comprehend the seriousness or silliness of it. So for example, if I know for certain some meme where it originated, what the hell is the context behind it? For example, the meme with flying around cats. I know that this meme existed forever. I know that it's getting traction again because of AI slop. I know that this meme became extremely popular after someone posted an edit of a Sirius Snape and that flying rolling cat. A meme is one information unit. That's because post-tyranny means, for example, they can have multiple layers. There's a reason why my favorite memes are post-tyranny memes. But then it's garbage information because of AI. I really miss times of post-tyranny. You know, the times where you could post, I don't know, a piece of shit in a toilet and it would have so much traction on socials for some godforsaken reason. And everything because you've labeled it as post-irony and everyone starts thinking about some deep meaning. Every meme is still meme. But every meme has to originate somewhere. And they love it. Well, it depends. Because memes have to originate somewhere. Every repost is repost, just like that's in internet rules. The memes change the way of internet it is now. I would argue with it. Because there are some pointless memes like 6-7. Yes, everyone repeats that. But not many people actually put any meaning into this silly 6-7. It's just two numbers like that's it. 6-7. No one can actually say where did it originate, despite the fact that everyone knows that its meme originated from a rap. I mean, yeah, cool. But what is the meaning behind it? No, it's just way harder to find memes as internet. De hoeven jij garbage. Rakunana. Because if we'll talk about my favorite memes, those are either really old ones or very fandom specific. For example, my favorite meme from a fandom I'm in is Walks. For those who don't know, in My Hero Academia in the last season, it is a massive spoiler, so turn off if you plan to watch it. So, Hogs, my favorite character, will lose his wings, will lose his squid, and become quickless, speechless, and unable to fly. And since his hero name is Hogs, like a hawk, Avengers started calling him Walks, because he can't fly anymore. He's not a hawk anymore. He have to walk. Spoilers ended. You can tune on the sound back. Like the meme I sent you, it is a bad joke, but it has a certain weakness for bad jokes. If it's bad enough. I don't like Hachiroku. Yeah, my favorite meme is also Toyota. Alright. Bad memes are the best memes. I don't know, there's just something about this pronunciation of Toyota. There's just something about Toyota. Oh, I also love meme Volkswagen, das Auto. Because it actually exposes how shitty Volkswagen is. I think most of memes about cars are funny. I also remember that one meme about a girl screaming like, "It's not BMW, it's BMW. Bayerische Motorenwerke." Nynke say Toyota. 10 hours. Is it accurate though? Toyota. Toyota. Hopefully it is accurate. Because I can't exactly hear how it sounds on the record. I still find it kind of funny that in our heads we hear our voice completely different from what is it in real life. And it's kind of weird that every single time I think that, oh well, probably my pronunciation flops, probably my voice sucks, and then some people just find me and say, oh, you actually have a nice voice, what is that? And instead I'm like, voice acting? Imagine if Toyota patronize you to say Toyota. I wonder why they don't give partnership to you. Yes, very Toyota. That's it. We're texting to Toyota in order for me to always say on streams Toyota. Alright, what's the line art? Dang, it's really clean. I love it. Fantastic line art. Nice job, chap. Nice job. Toyota. Oh, my leg just, my ankle, it cracked. Oh. Volkswagen, das Toyota. Good sketch. It was line art. It was a line art. Anyways, now we get a create folder drawing. Select this layer as a reference layer. And then create. No, it's not drawing, it's color. Color. Perfect. So now we get to select color, we get to select settings, and in settings makes me want to answer you another one. I don't know, cross lines, reference layer. Let's go. Yeah, this one. So we'll start with the face. Fuck, I messed up. Something is wrong with the color. Right? Right, careful, so that the middle doesn't go there. Oh, I just... Perfect. Wanted to trade a widget for a sketch from you? Why not? I wouldn't mind to have a chat. That would actually work on multiple socials, so why not? I wouldn't mind. That's all need to know that I told you that you can always just text me if you need a sketch. We can talk about the exchange. I should have used the Baldur's Gate as an exchange for Adlo. The chance is already lost, sorry. But mostly I do trace for a thing that I will use on stream. Like the background of my stream, I don't know. I know. Because usually I do trace with people for stuff for my stream or for my career in general. Like for example, pages on Twitch that I was supposed to use until Twitch decided to do the whole age verification and identity verification bullshit. And to play Baldur's Gate with you. So it's win-win. Alright, alright. It was a joke, right, right. Right, and here's an... Did I not select this layer as a sketch layer? Done. Right, perfect. And now the eye color. Oh, how good that her model is so defined. I don't have to suffer of picking the right color. You know what pisses me off as an artist? It's when people have references that are rendered. I can understand when one side is rendered. Okay, I can get it. You do need one side rendered. You want it because, for example, it's a VTuber model. When I see a person who has fully rendered reference sheet, it just pisses me off. Because how the hell do you expect people to pick a right color for your character if everything is in a godforsaken shadow? Like, dude. How can you expect me to figure out what kind of color do you use in this specific place if you don't even give me the right reference sheet that is without render? I mean, yes, once example can be rendered, but the rest, or at least give me the color palette. And not the partial one, the full one. Because you cannot even imagine how many people I see. Oh my goodness, with reference sheets that are fully rendered from back to back. It's not a proper reference sheet. It's a whole illustration. I don't need that. I need a reference sheet with flat colors, like this. Just plain flat colors. I don't need much. To drink water. Because how else do you expect me to draw you? I mean, yeah, cool that you have finances to have a whole ass rendered reference sheet. It is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely amazing. But I need a normal reference sheet. And also an issue that I see commonly among VTubers and generally people who do expect fan arts is lack of publicly available reference sheet. Bianca Game will call, it's fine. So, for example, I wanted to draw Lumizap. And I've been trying to search for her reference sheet on Discord, on wiki page, because she does have a wiki page. On other socials, and then she decided to post it. after when I found all the pictures I needed in order to understand how to draw her. I don't quite understand why some VTubers just restrict themselves and don't give artists a chance to draw fun out of them. It is a much more common problem than you think. It is a really common problem for some reason in VTubing sphere. You literally can't find reference sheets. You want to draw fan art for a beautiful, gorgeous model and it's either rendered or it's not available for public. And you have to look in every single nook and cranny in order to find at least one decent reference sheet. The only VTubers that do have decent reference sheets are corporate VTubers. And it's disappointing. Because sometimes I want to draw gorgeous indie VTubers. And when indie VTubers don't even give you a chance in order to get their reference sheet, you can't exactly draw them from the first time. Because then you have to watch every single video in order to find the model that looks at least somewhat decent in order to use as a reference. And it's really sad for me. I mean, okay, I also don't have decently published reference sheet, but at least I have decently published model. Plus, it's not the main design on the model, so since I'll be changing it, I'm not exactly focusing on that, so I do have an excuse. I do have an excuse why I don't have a decent reference sheet posted somewhere. Ghost VTuber collection tulip? Yeah. I'm collecting VTuber finance as Pokemon cards. Alright, I'll feel that later. This later comes now. Right, how do I think like these? Like Poketubers, yeah, like Poketubers. One more topic that I've been getting deeper into is also the reason why we need so much subtitles nowadays. And the reasons are kind of backsitting, is because movie production people don't exactly know the balance between the loudness of effects and the loudness of a dialogue. And when I found this out, it was so comically stupid reason for us to use the godforsaken subtitles. So basically actors, instead of actually articulating properly as human beings, And due to all those electronics and all those enhancements, can now just whisper. And they do. They don't exactly like staining their own voices, which is good for them, but bad for consumers, because now due to them not pronouncing everything correctly, we need the godforsaken subtitles in order to understand what the hell they are yapping. I don't say that I have perfect pronunciation, no. I surely don't. I know my mistakes. I try to correct them whenever I notice them. But the fact that in the media, nowadays, we need subtitles, it's just so kind of disappointing. There's so many topics I want to rant about. Because there's so many issues, especially as linguists. I notice them all the time. Also, one of the issues that is related to the correct writing or pronunciation of certain things is the topic of descriptive and prescriptive language. You know, in linguistics, we generally think that descriptive, aka how people actually speak the language, is more important than prescriptive, the rules of the language. Which is fair, because language is an evolving thing. It always evolves, it always changes. We never know what will be tomorrow. We never know how the word will change its meaning. We don't know how the word will change its pronunciation. For example, did you know that actually the word bird is a misspelling? Yes, the word bird is just a misspelled word. It's actually breathe, as I remember. The more you know. So, when I see people saying that, oh, the language should be this way, not another. Well, in context of the official language, yes. It should be the way it says in the rules. But in spoken language, why not? Why not give it a freedom? Oh my god. Because slang technically is also a part of descriptive language. And when someone says that, oh, it makes language bad, it doesn't. But you know what does? People who think that they know better. There are some parts of grammar that should stay as they are, in my opinion. For example, the same thing about you are and your, the possessive and the subject with verb. But there are exceptions. As to every rule, there's an exception that just confirms the rule. Alright, fellas, what do y'all think? I think it turned out great. Beautiful, I would say. Are there any recommendations for books in the library? I would say Orwell. Orwell is definitely something that you have to read nowadays to understand what the hell is going on. Because the world nowadays is crazy, and reading nowadays is way too much censorship. And Anne Frank diary. I don't unfortunately have the physical copies, but I have digital books. I have digital versions of those books. And I plan to read them because, oh, well, I do have to read them in order to understand what the hell is going on. 1984, yeah, this one, and what's it called? The Animal Farm, I think. This one as well. This one as well is very useful to understand what the hell is going on and how to deal with this bullshit. Because I think that the books of today that every single person should read are the ones that describe the way society functions in dictatorships, including the fact how many dictatorships we have and all those changes with the rules that force us to give up our IDs on the internet on something that was inherently anonymous. Animal Farm. You know what pisses me off in all this story about you should give up your ID? The fact that is going on while there are published Epstein files, and the fact that people who actually advocate for those changes to protect kids fight for their own privacy. And what I don't understand, how for the love of God Germany decided to join all this bullshit. Especially with those strict laws regarding the protection of information. The Datenschutzgesetz. Especially at times of the internet where it's easy to find anything about anyone. Yes, it takes up a bit more time, but you still can pull it off. Why do you need an ID if you can just pull this shit off without any problems? Without needing a godforsaken ID. Did you read it, The Witcher in the original language? Not yet, but I do have it in the library. In the digital one. I plan to read it. I will definitely read it in the original. I've been reading Harry Potter in Polish, if you're curious about that. I have Harry Potter I Komnata Tajemnic in Polish. But I would have to read The Witcher. Because I really want to renew my knowledge on Polish. It's been a really long time since I spoke in Polish. And slowly, due to not using Polish, I forget it. I have a physical one. Maybe then I will visit you and steal it. No, I'm joking. Seems mad, Chad. Don't steal. I think I don't like this. I think I don't like it. I'll just render it. I think I'll just render it. Chamber of Secrets and go from HP series. Oh, nice. Anyways, I need to put blush here. By the way, random fact, I have tons of moles on my shoulders. And when I say tons of moles on my shoulders, I do mean it. Like a lot of them. I don't like something about this head. I know what I don't like about this head. I realized what I don't like about this hand. So it should be like these. Yes. I figured what I don't like about this hand. It should be like this, and this way it looks so much better. And also, I think I should move it a bit up here. Yes, so much better. Send it on Telegram. Ooh, Bedouin. Looks, oh my goodness. It is beautiful. I love it. Oh my goodness, my eyes are tired. My eyes are tired, and I think we're gonna be finishing here. Because I also want to make myself a tea. But today, we did quite a lot. Tell us, today, what we did. We did the line art in basic color, which is nice, which is a massive progress for today. And we wasted for this 2 hours. But including the fact that I've been chatting with you all the time, it's actually not a lot of time. So, fellas, thank you all for coming. We did, yeah, we did. I'm gonna save the file. Close this one as well. And I think I'm gonna go record a video. Because I haven't posted shots in quite a long while. And I do need to post some bullshit on the internet. In order for this bullshit on the internet to find my people, in order for them to find out about my existence. Oh my god. Oh, my small prescription glasses. By the way, random fact, I have 2 prescription glasses. The first ones are -7. And the second ones are -4. Quite a big difference, but actually it's quite useful, I would say, because in -4 glasses, my eyes are relaxed. I don't have to look too far. I know that I can just put them on and relax. But when I have to really lock in and work, I just put on my -7 prescription and wear it. Every time I'm without glasses, so I might miss some messages in chat. Yes, my prescription is horribly low. Last exam, it was actually easier than I expected. I really hope that I didn't pass. Because otherwise I'm gonna just scream if I didn't pass. Anyways, fellas, thank you all for coming for the stream. Thank you all for being here. Hopefully you had a nice evening despite this quite an experiment of trying to stream on YouTube. But unfortunately it will be so until Twitch will lift up the requirement of VTubers and generally people to confirm the persona. We are quite a shady third-party company, since there's actually no point in streaming on Twitch for me right now. Even though it does bring some audience, but unfortunately it doesn't exactly bring the stability I would have loved, especially with all those new changes. Really unfortunately, because Twitch was my first platform where I started streaming seriously. Yes, I've been streaming as a YouTuber and as an artist before, but not as often on Twitch. But it is what it is, and if it will stay this way, we're gonna stay on YouTube. Unfortunately, that's how it would be. Anyway, thank y'all for stream. Hopefully we will see each other soon. You will know about the announcements as well, because now I can plan all the streams beforehand. since I don't have exactly to think about how to put everything into different platforms, I'm focusing on the only one. And also, I'm working on a video, and so you might wanna join Discord. No spoilers. Anyways, thank you all for coming. We'll see each other later, somewhere on the space of the internet. Bye.